end of the day, maintenance is very important with your Air N Go. If you don't properly clean and maintain the unit, you will have problems with clogging. I've been using this unit for over 2 years with regular maintenance and everybody in the office being on the same page and having the same maintenance protocol. We have had no problems with clogging. So at the end of the day, the first thing you want to do is have 2 cups available, one with some water and 1 cup empty. Unscrew your cap and empty your powder is your first step. Discard any unused powder. The next step is airing it out. I usually try to go underneath a trash can to air out all the extra powder that has stayed on the sides, since it's not available. You want to be sure to use only air, no water in the chamber itself. The next step is running some water through your unit. That is why you have this syringe in your package. You want to pull up a little bit of water into the syringe. Place the yellow nozzle onto the syringe. Place the nozzle through the end of the unit. And run the full syringe through the complete unit. A little bit of water might drip into the chamber, which isn't a big problem, except where you want to make sure you dry the chamber afterwards. I like to use a soft Kleenex if one is available, or paper towel. Make sure you dry the excess water and then spray a little bit of air. You want to make sure you have air only into the chamber again. After I've run water through, you then remove your nozzle, remove your shield. This and your nozzle will be sterilized. As an extra precaution, if I think some water has stayed in there, I'll run the clean syringe through the end of the nozzle as well. Place the air into the end of that and spray some air through that to make sure. You can feel the end and feel that air spray coming through the very end. This way you know that there is nothing clogged and the inside is perfectly clean. Then I usually place these 2 together into a bag for sterilization. You can use a Cavicide towel and wipe only the outside of your unit. You do not want to use it on the inside. Who's going after that?
It's okay. Toothbrush.
Oh, was I going after that?
The toothbrush.
The toothbrush, okay. You'll notice on your unit a lot of times just around the very edge where the top screws on, some powder will stay in between. And what I found very helpful is to use a toothbrush. This end tuft brush is actually perfect, or just a regular toothbrush, to make sure that no powder has stayed in between. Then cleaning the cap. It's very important to always check the O-ring that's in the inside. Usually just use air to spray out the water. If I'm in the office, I'll use inside a trash bin. You want to spray out the excess powder. I'm going to have to stop here because that O-ring should come out.
You want to use the brand new one? Oh.
Yeah, no, it was placed. It was well placed. After airing it out, you'll see there'll still be some powder around your O-ring. I tap the O-ring, remove it, and use my paper towel to thoroughly clean the O-ring. Important that the O-ring is also always dry. respray the inside to make sure absolutely no powder is left inside the cap. After, replace the O-ring. It's important, very important, that the O-ring is seated. So I usually use just my thumb nail to go around and make sure that it's completely seated on the inside. You can also use an instrument just to make sure it's well seated. After, the cap should screw on very easy with no resistance, and you should feel no powder on the inside. Then you're clean and ready for the next day. So Acteon has 4 different nozzles for your Air N Go. Your first nozzle, which comes with the unit, has no markings on the back of it. This unit is for supragingival only and to be used with your classic powder. The next nozzle is your perio nozzle, and you'll notice the black line on the back of it. This nozzle is for supra and subgingival and can be used with your perio powder. Your next nozzle is your horn-shaped nozzle, which is a subgingival nozzle. This tip can be used only with your glycine powder. The last tip is also a subgingival tip, but it has markings on it like a probe. So if you're placing it subgingivally, you'll know exactly where you are on the root surface. This tip is also only to be used with your glycine powder. So your 3 subgingival tips are to be used with glycine, and your original nozzle can be used with your classic powder.